The Olympics will drive a property boom. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee, because it looks like we've discovered the real reason why everyone wants the Olympics here in Brisbane. Because, well, according to Yahoo Finance, Olympics 2023 to drive a Brisbane property boom. And of course, they're going to tell us where to invest. There we go, guys. I was wrong. I love the Olympics. Thank you, Premier, for making my house all the more valuable. You know, let's start by having a look and comparing just current Brisbane prices to other parts of Australia. So if we have a look here, we can see, you know, capital cities across the whole country. What's going on here? There we go. That's loading up. Fantastic. So all houses, 1.1 million in Australia, guys. And for capital cities, and you're looking at 3-bedders at 975,000. Now, if we zoom in to good old Brisbane, right here, when that just loads up, there we have it, we can see we're sitting at 692,000, and it's been climbing up. 3-bedders are a bit lower at 603 grand. So there you go. Apartments, they're climbing a little bit better. Sydney, we're seeing at, weekly rents. Wrong one, wrong chart. I was thinking, damn, housing prices are going down at the moment. Sydney, we can see, look at that climb there, up to 1.6 million for all houses, 1.4 for 3-bedders. We have a look here in Melbourne, just as this one loads up. We can see here, come on Melbourne, there we go. All houses just over a million. And 3-bedders are now 1,008,000. There you go. So Brisbane, we are the poor cousin of Sydney and Melbourne. There's no denying it, guys. Yeah, so often people will sell out of Brisbane, Sydney and Melbourne, and they'll look at Brisbane and it'll appear affordable. So, you know, there we go. Is this the reason, guys? Is this why we're having the Olympics? So, I mean, because our what was it, Deputy Premier, or former Deputy Premier, her husband bought near where the rail was going through, and they bought property there, and then that was a whole big kerfuffle. Brisbane's property market is set to heat up even further as the city prepares to host the 2032 Olympics. According to CoreLogic Research Director Tim Lawless, house prices in Queensland capital city will be pushed up over the next decade, although this will be a gradual rise, not a sudden spike. The Olympics should work as a positive influence on Brisbane housing market conditions, Lawless said. However, with the Games still some 11 years away, the flow-on effects are likely to be gradual and centred around significant infrastructure upgrades and the associated medium-term uplift in jobs and long-term improvements in transport efficiency. Major infrastructure projects tend to have an uplift effect on property prices as the projects create jobs, strengthen travel links, and improve amenities such as retail outlets and social venues. Propertyology Managing Director Simon Presley warned that success should be judged by the legacy that the Olympics leaves behind, not just in the lead up to the Games. Let me be crystal clear, a sporting event is not a property market growth driver. It's a sugar fix, he added. Well, isn't the whole Olympics just that? It's all, what country has ever been happy with, you know, they never make any money off it. But so long as housing prices goes up, you know, that's the Australian way, guys. It's all anyone's worried about. Typically, the boost that a property market may get from hosting the Olympic Games is around 5 years, he added, spanning the 4 years beforehand, where infrastructure is being built and enthusiasm that lingers a year after. But Brisbane's property market has already been booming for some time now, well before the Olympics 2032 announcement was made. There's a strong argument that Brisbane is the strongest of the major markets around Australia. 2/3 of suburbs have rising sales activity, almost 90% have rising prices, said hotspotting.com.au Terry Ryder in a recent report. Inner city Brisbane has seen a significant turnaround from suffering in recent years from oversupply of apartments to now seeing low vacancy and high demand for both houses and apartments. Best Brisbane property hotspots. Lawless described Brisbane's cricket stadium, which will host the opening and closing ceremony, as the epicentre of Olympic activity. Gabba Stadium has been earmarked for $1 billion rebuild in order to host 50,000 people, while 5 other sports arenas or centres will be built from scratch. Why aren't we upgrading QE2? No. The obvious candidate for an uplift in demand is Wollongabba and the surrounding suburbs. Meanwhile, the Cross River Rail Terminal and Plaza are likely to see a jump in popularity. Wollongabba apartment prices are at the more affordable end of the spectrum with a median unit value of $458,000. The low prices and proximity to major investment projects will attract significant interest from both property investors and developers. According to Ryder, home buyers should look at 5 areas in particular: Redcliffe Peninsula, Ipswich, Logan and Moreton Bay region and Redland. A 45-minute drive from Brisbane CBD, Redcliffe Peninsula has seen a rise in sales activities and double-digit property price growth over the last 12 months amid the max exodus to regional areas. Yet despite the heater conditions, the Redcliffe Peninsula remains affordable and considerably cheaper than many other suburbs across Greater Brisbane. Meanwhile, Ipswich enjoys both affordability as well as proximity to job hubs, with the area showing particular uplift at the beginning of this year. Ryder describes Logan as one of Queensland's fastest growing communities and an investment hotspot in southeast Queensland. Sales activity has risen significantly, and this is starting to translate into good price growth, with affordability a strong attraction, he said. The Moreton Bay region is seeing major injections of infrastructure spending and sits near Brisbane's CBD airport, the Port of Brisbane and Sunshine Coast. The affordability of the Moreton Bay region, where most suburbs have median house prices below $500,000, makes it appealing to investors as well as first-time home buyers. And finally, Redland is attracting people due to its beachside location as well as urban renewal, and it's just half an hour from Brisbane CBD. A handful of new developments are earmarked for the area, promising to deliver new retail dining, entertainment, transport and residential construction. It is predominantly the lifestyle factor that saw demand and activity rise in this attractive Bayside enclave in 2020, producing 2 suburbs with some of the highest increasing nationally, now Mount Cotton and Wellington Point. So there we go, everyone. The Olympics as a property driver, a property fuel for Australia. Quick, hurry and get your apartments in the Gabba. I don't know. We'll have to see. Living around all that construction, maybe an investment opportunity. It's only a short blip. It's only an event. Or is this the real reason? The real reason why our politicians want this Olympics. What do you reckon? You surprised? Do you think it'll drive up property? Would it influence your investment? Perhaps looking at where the infrastructure projects are going to go and buying investment-grade houses, that might be the way to go. Rather than an inner-city apartment. That'd be something I'd consider. The little specky where you're going to have a lot of infrastructure and workers, not the in-city apartment. Anyway, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one in the comments down below. Thank you all for watching. If you're a fan and enjoy the content I create here, there are a few ways you can support us. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. You can sign up for our affiliates at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or AussieBroadband. You can use SelfWealth or Stake, buy our merch from HeiseSays, or use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.